A good afternoon to you all, our dear viewers. Once again, my name is Nicholas Tumwesige, a student at Uganda Technology and Management University, pursuing a bachelor's degree in education with arts. In my previous video, I took you through the introduction of the new competence-based curriculum. We looked at when it was started or introduced in Uganda, how it has been implemented, which classes were offering it, and above all, the advantages or the reasons why we need the new competence-based curriculum. Well, in this video, I want us to look at some of the challenges that the new competence-based curriculum implementation has had since it was introduced in Uganda. One is about achieving excellence. A competence-based curriculum requires educational institutions to demonstrate an uncompromising commitment to excellence. Some of the key concerns they face here include how to ensure that the rigor and quality of the curriculum-based program remain equitable across the board. The other one is how will the curriculum realize this goal of achieving excellence. The other one can be how will the competence-based approach break the path of mediocrity and move beyond the fate of other general education trends. Ladies and gentlemen, we have more and more challenges which are facing the new competence-based curriculum. Now, when we continue, we look at the large class sizes. You'll agree with me that especially in government-aided schools, there are very, very large numbers of students in those schools. Now, this means that there are going to be more learners in a class than they are supposed to be. Now, what does this mean? It means that there will be not enough attention given to all these learners by the teacher or an instructor. So this is another key challenge in the implementation of the competence-based curriculum. In the implementation, a high number of students in a classroom tends to affect student-instructor interactions and can also prevent peer exchange during discussion in the classroom. Now, this means that the more the students are in a class, the little attention they will get from the teacher. Remember, given the little time a lesson should take, the teacher may not get that time to make sure that they reach on each and every learner to identify the needs and see how best they can be helped in this new curriculum. The other challenge is infrastructure for learning. Dear viewers, you realize that since the competence-based curriculum involves a fundamental shift from passive to active learning, the infrastructure needed for this model is very different compared to the previous curriculum, which you were calling the old curriculum. When you look at this new curriculum, its infrastructure need is really different. In order to implement competence-based curriculum, education instructions require everything from modern classrooms. This means they need to have modern chalkboards, which we call the whiteboards or smart boards, creative centers, laboratories need to be improved, and the latest technologies at all levels. Now, this comes at a cost. It means that a school that is not able to manage this may face challenges in implementing this new competence-based curriculum. A case in point is the laboratories. A number of schools have very, very limited laboratories, some of which do not have even the equipment to be used in learning. Now, what does this mean? This means that the quality has to be compromised. It will have to be compromised. I've only talked about the laboratories, but also There are computer labs as well. This being a new competence-based curriculum is so much connected with the IT technology. And you agree with me that technology in Uganda is really still low, looking at how many can use or interact with a computer. The other problem is assessment standardization. This has remained really a challenge to many of the teachers. Up to now, many teachers do not know how to assess learners in the new competence-based curriculum. In higher education, it is standardizing the mechanisms in which competencies or skills are assessed. This is because, being a personalized learning approach, the new competence-based curriculum focuses largely on subject mastery, irrespective of the place, time, and pathway of completion. Now, here I'm going to show you the major concerns that institutions struggle with in terms of assessment implementation. Now, teachers are still stranded. They're still confused on how to measure each student for every performance outcome, how to identify opportunities for learners to demonstrate individualized subject mastery without adhering to standardized performance outcomes. The other thing is, who determines the student learning outcomes, and should they vary institution to institution? So all these are really still bothering the teachers when it comes to assessment of learners in the new competence-based curriculum. Now, as stakeholders in education, there is a lot that we need to do to make sure that we overcome these challenges and have the new competence-based curriculum have a warm welcome and get implemented in our country. Now, what do we have to do to make sure that we overcome these challenges? One is to accept that change has come and we have to adopt it. The other thing is it calls for more and more financing from the government, that is for the case of government-aided schools, and then to the directors of the private institutions where the new competence-based curriculum is being implemented. For example, where learners are very many, there is need to put up more buildings and of course hire more teachers to make sure that learners get adequate attention that they should get from their teachers. The other thing is they need to buy more equipment in the laboratories and make sure that the laboratories are equipped to make sure that practicals are done well to guarantee quality education. Our dear viewers, there are more and more challenges which the CBC is facing, but for now, I would like to stop here. Please keep tuned for more information about the new competence-based curriculum. I remain Nicholas Sumwesige, a student at Utamu. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.